This message is for two types of leaders. The first one is you know that you are capable of so much more expansion and you are just not acting on it. And when you look at the other people around you who don't got what you got, they're getting far further ahead in comparison to you. The second type of leader is you've already taken the leap and it is not going well for you. You are working harder than ever. You're doing all of the right things, and it looks like you're even regressing. That's because you're using your old operating model, and what got you there isn't going to take you where you actually want to go. Welcome. I'm Alexandra, and I support founders, leaders, and execs to see what opportunities are actually on their highest timeline before the data exists to prove it. And then I help you call it in. This is the forecast for the week ahead, and it's probably already started for you. Okay, message one. The world is on shaky ground right now. It looks very doom and gloom, and for a lot of the world, it is. However, in areas that aren't impacted at a visceral level, our perception is everything. Take the leaf on a tree. If you look at that individual leaf, you will find that it looks imperfect. It could be a weird shape. Instead of being fully green, there might be some yellowing on it or some browning. And in that moment, you can choose to see that leaf as being imperfect, not good enough. Or you could choose to see that that leaf is in fact perfect. And if you look at every other leaf on that tree, it's going to be difficult to find the most perfect leaf. Like, does the most perfect leaf even exist? Or is imperfection perfection by nature? And if we choose to judge a leaf as being imperfect, that tells you everything you need to know about yourself, because that leaf isn't on the branch deciding that I'm imperfect and I don't deserve to be here and I should just detach from this branch and fall to the ground now. No, that leaf knows that it's a part of the whole. And its role that it's playing as part of that tree is perfect. It's divinely orchestrated. That is exactly how it's meant to be. So the message on this one is clear. Choose your perception wisely. Your perception is your choice. And your actions will either be aligned and on your highest timeline and in your highest good, or they will be misaligned. And even when they are misaligned, you don't have to worry, because it's going to look like errors and mistakes and it's going to be hard, and you'll no doubt be forced to return to your alignment anyway. Really, what we're talking about here today is just how long you want to wait to be on your highest timeline, because you can make that choice now. Message number two. You are mistaking effort for results. Your results have nothing to do with the amount of effort you're putting in and perhaps forcing other people to put into. When you are in alignment, and let's start with that, what does alignment even mean? You have your state of being, then you have your identity, then you have your belief system and your emotions, your thought processes, and then your actions. When all of that is aligned, when all of those things are lined up, that's when you know you're taking action that is actually taking you towards your North Star. When things are misaligned, when just one of those things are misaligned, the outcomes, the results you're going to get are going to be misaligned as well. And so it doesn't matter how much effort you put in if you're not aligned. And in fact, it doesn't matter how much effort you put in even if you are aligned. When you are aligned, the results you're going to get are probably far better, almost always better than what you could have possibly imagined at the human level. And those results are inevitable. Do you need to take action? Yes, but it doesn't need to be effortful action. It normally doesn't feel like you're pushing a boulder up a hill. Aligned action normally looks like you stepping outside of your comfort zone and doing something that is out of the ordinary. If you want unrealistic results, the actions that you're going to be taking are going to look quite unrealistic. And I know that this is a hard act to balance because you're operating in the 3D world. If you're a founder, you're having to impress investors and make them feel comfortable so they will hand over some money. If you're a CEO, then you've got boards, and you've got very senior levels of investment. And if you're a leader, say you're a VP, you're on track to becoming CEO, you've got people that are full of judgments all around you, trying to keep you back so that they can get ahead. And so taking unrealistic action can feel very scary, especially to the human ego. And its whole job, remember, is to keep you safe. And the only way it can do that is if you stay in what's already known. But what is already known will absolutely not take you to where you want to go. And look, if you're in a historic organization, think 10,000 person organization, 100,000 person organization, and you are happy to keep on that same trajectory, then of course you can keep on taking the same action. That will get you exactly the same results as the past. You can continue to replicate the past as much as you want. But if you're listening to this particular channel, there's no way that that is what you want. So you are mistaking effort for results when it would be far better for you to look at your levels of alignment and understand which bits and bobs of you are not in alignment and bring them back into alignment, because that's how you get the unrealistic outcomes that you're looking for. If just one of those things is off, you're not going to get what you want. And of course, I know that sometimes we are time poor and we don't always have time to look at our levels of alignment. So if you want the hack for this, it's called Being in a State of Coherence, and I have a free 20-minute masterclass that teaches you how to do it. You can go and grab that below in the comment section somewhere. If it feels like you're banging on closed doors and you're trying to push through these doors that are very heavily locked, it's because that is not the pathway for you. There is a better pathway for you that is in your highest good. Go and choose again. Go and look for the doors that are open or at least ajar. So effort doesn't equal results. Alignment equals the outcomes you're looking for. And message number 3, let's talk about the saying, I just have to make it work. I had a client session the other day, and at the end of the session, he says, I'm just going to go and make it work. No, incorrect. You're not making anything work. The only time you are choosing to make things work is if you are following a logical linear timeline. That looks like if I do X, then Y will happen and I will get Z results. We're not playing in linear time here. I'm not playing on linear time. My clients are not playing on linear time, and I will absolutely pull them up on that. Now, I want to make it clear, there's nothing wrong with you choosing linear time. If I do this, then this will happen. It's a slow AF, and it's far more boring, and you're forcing things to be a certain way. So here's an example. Say that you need $1 million by the end of the week, and you decide that $1 million has to come through a very specific way. It has to come through investor X. It has to come through this grant that I'm applying for. Whatever. You've decided it needs to look a certain way. When you do that, you're now playing on linear time. You've decided the money can only come in these couple of ways. When you're playing in non-linear time, in a non-linear pathway where all opportunities exist, that money is going to come in the easiest way possible. I'm going to give you a personal example here to make this really tangible, and it's a fun example. So a couple years ago, I accidentally received a surprise tax bill for selling a property that I forgot that I sold, and it was for $10,000. Now, I have that money in my accounts, but I decided that I didn't particularly want to take that money out of my accounts. And wouldn't it be nice if this money just came in whichever way it wanted to come in, so long as it was ethical? Right? That's my one requirement. And apart from that, I don't care how it comes in. It can come in any way it wants to come in. The next day, the CEO of the company that my partner then worked for sent him an email. And he said, thank you so much for your help with this specific project. Here's $10,000. When you're playing quantum and you don't care about how things come in or how they should look, sure, you have an intention. I had the intention to receive $10,000, but I am detaching from the outcome of how that comes in. And as soon as you do that, that has to come in the pathway of least resistance. And at that exact moment, that happened to be through the CEO of my partner's company. So it's always going to be far better for you to set the compass. You get to decide what general direction you're heading. Say you want to head north. That's your intention. I have the intention of heading north, and it would be fantastic if these were the types of outcomes I will receive by heading in this direction. However, I am also open to far better outcomes than what I could have possibly imagined from my human self. Because all of you are connected to something else. All of you are connected to something more, whether you know that or not. Some of you will call that, I've got this gut instinct, Alexandra. I've got this gut instinct. Other people will say, I just had a knowing. I just knew that this was the right course of action to take. Some people will be more visceral. It's source energy. It's God energy. It's universal energy. We're all talking about exactly the same thing. And it's that other aspect of you that is of infinite intelligence and knows far more than what you can possibly know. And the best leaders in the world are getting out of their own way. And that's a choice that you can make as well. Okay, that's what I've got for you. Don't forget to go and grab the coherence exercise if you'd like a hack on how to assume the state of being that brings you into alignment so that you know whatever you're calling in is in your highest good.